But you see also these sculptures are very unusual. It is Western art, completely Western art. These are mythical figures, animals, human figures, of more than 150, all different. And above the windows and doors are Christian symbols. This is flourish cross, which is symbol of resurrection, life coming from the grave. But also you see Centaur, Vasilisk, and these mythical figures from Greek mythology. And you see the stone, how it's consumed. Yeah. Church was in use for 7th century.
All those years, just people stepping.
Yeah. It's the same thing like in Rome. People venerating every martyr is just like gone.
Wisdom has built her house. She has hewn out her 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her meat and she has mixed her wine. She has also furnished her table. She has set out her baby. She cries out behind the place of the city. Whoever sinful let him turn in here. As for him who lacks understanding, she says to him, come, eat of my bread and drink of the wine I have made. Forsake foolishness and live, and go in the way of understanding.
Same stone you can see that the floor, ledge and onyx. These two columns are only pieces of onyx, one piece of stone, 6 meters high. They were very skillful stonemasons. The king brought Roman Catholic stonemasons from Montenegrin seaside. And it was not unusual for this. This is the family tree, Nemanjić kings. This is he founded the Venice monastery. And this is his son Sava, who was first archbishop of Serbian Orthodox Church. And this central figure is Milutin, who is father of King Stefan. He built Dečani Monastery. Have you visited, no?
Yes.
Yes, of course, today. So he founded Dečani Monastery, also many other churches. Jeliška church in Prizren, also UNESCO site. Banjska Monastery, he was buried in Banjska. All his churches, you saw Dečani is Byzantine style of architecture, but he was buried in Banjska Monastery, which is on the north of Kosovo, and it was again Western style, outside, inside the painting in Byzantine. But Banjska was turned to mosque and Turkish stronghold, so almost completely destroyed. And his son's monastery was completely destroyed. Archangel monastery was completely. They all considered new stone from the Church of Williams in the 7th century. So that was the ruins now in some ways. But by Dečani monastery, you can see how monasteries Stefan Dečani found all of these monasteries in the top right side. He found Dušan completely. He has name around his head, but it was not the sign that he was holy, but it is just honor because he was one of the founders of the monastery. And they couldn't make him a saint because he was still living. So it's just like he was member of this holy family, that's why. And he also donated frescoes of the church. Frescoes were done in 10 years. The building was construction work lasted just 8 years. All of this was constructed. Also other buildings around the church. 8 years. You can imagine how many workers King brought and stonemasons. Yeah. And with such quality that lasts for 7 centuries. Even wooden beams are preserved from 14th century. This you see decorations, some ornaments. And all these frescoes, you see, it was very expensive. Frescoes were done by painters, and also they were using the best quality materials. Gold was what you see yellow, there were gold leaves, silver was even more expensive than gold. Lapis lazuli, you see, calcite for the gold from Middle East, so very expensive. And frescoes are, of course, about Christian tradition. New and Old Testament history of the church. We have here a Christian calendar, which starts, the church is dedicated to Jesus Christ, Pantocrator, and above his head starts Christian calendar and goes in circles from top to down, day by day. So each picture is a day of calendar, the most famous persons and events in Christian history. In the ceiling are ecumenical councils of Christian fathers. We published the book about ecumenical councils. I don't know if I sent to you a PDF or not.
No.
I should.
Like it, please.
Yes, I'll give you also paper. But you see these colors in high levels. All the images are from the
This is also, they gave you the UNESCO to include. Is it, or is it's been preserved?
Even
like this?
before it was clean in 20th century, after the Second World War, they was taken care of. Well, this is important culture. But yeah, some cleanings were done, but nothing was repainted, just cleaning and conservation to fix it to the wall if something is broken.
What is happening here?
Yeah, it's also actually Western influence.
Yeah.
I asked one historian of art what is this. So he explained it is connected to Jesus' figure, which is above. On the gospel, he holds it's written, "I am the door, who enters through me will find salvation." So those who are not entering, and this door is part of his figure, as you can see, he's just above. So those who are not entering the door of salvation are in fact from demons, from spiritual beasts. And yeah, of course, you know that the Narthex was used for catechumens for those who were not baptized. After reading of the gospel and preachings, they should leave main part and stay here. They couldn't take part in Eucharisty with others. I will make it short. We can ask if you have some questions because there are many details. This is a very interesting case of Jesus Christ holding a sword, probably unique in the Christian world. Christ with a sword. But it is written explanation close to his figure. It's written, this sword is cutter of sins. So spiritual sword which cuts off human sins.
It's become very popular over the last few years. People have reproduced it. But I was telling them, this is the original. I don't know of any, I've never seen or heard of any other one. This is the first. This is the
Yeah. There are some new churches with copies of this, but from the old churches I also, I don't know if there is another one. The bigger grave was of King Stephan, which is empty now. His relics were found uncorrupted. You saw it in this sarcophagus. 10 years after the funeral. And smaller is of his sister Ellen. She was married to Bulgarian Tsar Mikhail Shishman, later became nun, and buried close to her brother by tradition. Icons are new, painted like 10 years ago in our studio. Except this main part, which is dedicated to Jesus Christ, there is another huge figure of Jesus Christ on this wall. There is also chapel of St. Nicholas right side and chapel of St. Demetrius left side. So two additional small churches. Acatistos of the Virgin is starting there and goes also in this part, which is part of Acatistos. And St. Nicholas' life also illustrated here. Here we have 11 meters high, 3 of Jesse, Old Testament kings and prophets. You see how many figures and details. This is Jesse.
Father, you said it was 10 years.
Yeah, it's been 10 years, but several groups of painters were doing. There is 4,000 square meters painted. In the central vertical line are Jewish kings, Jesse, David, Solomon, and others, and Jesus Christ on the top, and right and left prophets and prophecies. You see Ilya, Zachariah, Gideon, Samuel, Balaam, St. John the Baptist. This is also St. John the Baptist here. Repent because we have my kingdom is coming. It's written.
Oh, look, I didn't realize. It's Balaam.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we don't. Yeah. And Samuel putting oil on David's head, and Gideon with wood.
The fleece. Yeah.
So now we started this Dečani Monastery Press Course edition. These concerts are just the first book. Now we will continue with big feasts, with Holy Judgment, and Life of Christ. It will be just about Life of Christ, 3 or 4 books, miracles, teachings, passion. In these 4 columns is Passion of Christ. It starts in this small arch, Last Supper, prayer in Gethsemane Garden, and then the story goes in horizontal circles from top to down. Apostles will be also in the book. These are Acts of Apostles illustrated here, which is very rare to see in other churches. You see, this is conversion of Paul. He's there from Jerusalem to Damascus and his baptism.
Look, it's Paul. That's really rare. You've never seen
that too, everywhere.
It's really rare to see St. Paul. You never see icons of St. Paul like that.
Above is Apostle Philip preaching to Ethiopian eunuch about Christ, and got the baptized in there. See? And this great open grave is of first martyr Stephen, but he is here, but he was stoned to death. He's preaching about the column and about the arch that he was stoned. And in the ceiling are Peter and John. The vision you see in front of the temple, which looks like a church. They heal this man. Yeah, all this story about
To pursue them. That's him on the road to Damascus being blinded.
Yes.
That's him being brought to Ananias' house.
Yeah.
And that's him being baptized
By Ananias.
Ananias.
So that's why they don't have.
Yeah.
Whole story is present. And this is Constantine the Great and his mother Ellen, St. Nicholas, Paul Peter. Just above the door is an inscription about construction of the church, or not construction, but painting of the church. And Bishop is mentioned, of course, but also both kings, abbot of the monastery, and the date when it was done. Above is Assumption of Holy Virgin Mary. Also, you see, very symbolic. She is presented as a baby. Christ holds his mother as a newborn in heaven. Yeah. And you see still what remains of gold shining.
Yeah, you can see.
In high levels up to the ceiling is Holy Judgment. Christ sitting in the throne and saints from all sides coming to him. In the ceiling also angels close the heaven with trumpets. Very dynamic. And this is first miracle, kind of wedding, transforming water into wine. And other miracles goes to the altar cloth. And also here, you see healing of the lepers, possessed by demons.
I hope you've enjoyed the preview. Please consider joining the Synaxis of Sophia community on Skool. You're going to find the link in the description. And it's there that not only are you going to find the full length of this episode, but you'll find all the full-length episodes that we've released so far. Also here, you're going to have exclusive access to the content of my catechism, various lectures and teachings. There's community engagement on everything ranging from the saints to spiritual warfare to just the general life in the church. It's a place where people want to be there to encourage others and not to get into fruitless debates. So please, if you enjoyed this content, join the Synaxis of Sophia on Skool, link in the description, and we'll see you there.